All right, so I basically just want to walk through a little bit of an example of what the Speed Athlete program is like and what's included in it and kind of like how the programming goes. So just to break down a little bit, like basically we're going to do some type of jumping and sprinting each week. So this week we can see we have a vertical jump here on Monday, and then we also have a rolling sprint here on Wednesday. Then over here we also have what's called scoop and score. So it's basically like 3 different days, 2 different days of sprinting, 1 day of jumping here. And that'll be pretty consistent each week. Sometimes we'll do like 2 days of jumping. Sometimes we'll do 1 day of sprinting. It just kind of depends. But we have that. And then we're also doing like our main moves are our heavy loads. So like we have our front squat here along with some depth drops here. So a good combo there after the jumps. This is our first lower body day. On our second lower body day for this week, we have bounding in here too for our main stuff. We have this week was mostly focused on, what is this, barbell loaded single legs? Barbell loaded wall sits. So we have barbell loaded wall sits there, kind of for our main move there. And we actually did them, where'd we go? We actually did them before our bounding and before our scoop and score. So it'll switch around a little bit, but like we had the front squat here, we had the barbell loaded wall sits here. Next week, if we look, we have our front squats here, and then we have front pins here, and then over here we have a straight bar deadlift. So generally, like with the main lifts, it's a little bit, it's not always like this, but it's somewhat of like a squat, somewhat of a hinge is usually what's in there. Kind of like each week we'll hit those. They'll just be different each week, like these never repeat. So we'll do that on the lower body days, and then we're also going to finish after that, or the rest of it will basically be like hip, hamstring, and lower leg work. So for instance, what is this? Bilateral, band assisted. This is a Nordic, so we got hammies here. We got hip work here, like lateral glute ham, so that's hip work, and then reverse lateral glute ham, which is basically like the other side. Then we have some more hip work here, and then finish with some depth drops with the feet in specific positions. Over here on the other lower body day, we have hip, hamstring, quad, and then like ankle, toe, so lower leg there. So you can kind of get a good idea of how it's laid out. For the middle day, or for like the kind of like bias day for the speed, here we have like slow lower, I think this is slow lower. There's a slow lower to start, then we have a lunge, and then we have a deep push-up, and then we have a rolling sprint. So, and this day is kind of like, let's get us moving efficiently, and let's also hit some sprinting and jumping. And then for the upper body stuff, we're going to have like med ball slams for output. We have pull-ups, we have barbell bench press. We have some RDCs here for to move quickly. Slow lowers, then we have flies, and then rope DC. So rope drop catches are basically like dropping a weight, grabbing it, pulling it back up rapidly. So that's one lower body day, or upper body day. Other upper body day, we have shoulder work, we have some more bench, we have some hanging stuff, some elbow and some shoulder stuff, and then some more hanging stuff again. This is kind of more like a ballistic catch and hang, and then a hang here, and then we have finger work under there. So this type of layout goes through, like it changes every week, but that type of layout pretty much goes through each week, where we have sprinting, we have jumping. So like on this week, we have specifically here on this kind of bias day, we have a depth drop along with wall sits. We're just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Idea there is like fatigue out musculature here, and then attack it with kind of that rapid impulse or that rapid force here with the depth drops, and pairing those together. So that's the objective there, but similar idea. It's basically like some type of jump, quote unquote jump for this day. And then here I think we have band accelerated jumps. That's what we did here. And then on this day for our other lower body day, we had tennis ball acceleration. So that's basically like we're utilizing tennis ball and we're doing sprints with that. So that's like layout: sprints, jumps, heavy work, hip work, hammy, knee, lower leg work, and then upper body days are, here we did a ton of joint moves along with some bench at the end, some spinal work here, let's see, some torso and rotation stuff here, some heavy pressing, pulling, and then some kind of like juice here, finishing with a handstand. So that's the general layout of it, just because I don't think I've ever really like shown what the actual layout of the Speed Athlete programming is. So that's generally what it looks like and what we're going to hit on a week-to-week basis.